Welcome everyone. It is Robert and we are here at, what is it? It is 1 o'clock on Tuesday and it is October 5th. And we are talking today about the Command 101 database overview, or overview of your database, or database first look, or first look at your database. I am Robert Vincent, and I'm glad to be here with you. We are now in October, and this is the new training schedule that we are kind of working on right now. And of course, it is Tech Tuesdays. So just a couple of hours ago, we did the DocuSign workshop, the DocuSign classes that we're starting now, we're going to be doing going forward. Very excited about that. So right now, we're going through the Command 101 database overview. And you can join me in 3 locations. You can join me here on Facebook, and I see I've got a couple people saying hello here. We are also, of course, live on the YouTube channel at kwtechtube.com. And you can head on over there and not be distracted by anything going on Facebook. And we're, of course, live in the Zoom room at kwtechtv.com. So we are all 3 places. Glad to have you here. If you want to join me on the Zoom channel, come on in, kwtechtv.com, and we'll be happy to go over some stuff with you. So today, once again, it is the Command 101 database overview. And for those of you watching on Facebook, I got a funky new screen here with all the little icons on all the little things. We're going to go over all that today. So it's kind of fun. All right. So what are we going to cover? We're going to cover specifically going over basic profile and settings inside of Command so that you can kind of make sure that everything's dialed in correctly there. And then, of course, we're going to go through all of the different applets that we have in Command, all the way down the whole side of the interface. And then we're going to be focusing a little bit on contacts, because as you know, I am always talking about how contacts are the most important part of your database. And that is not going to be an exception here. We're going to go over that. If you'd like to, again, chat with me, you can come into the Zoom room, and that is kwtechtv.com. If you're on Facebook Live right now, you can say hello to me there in the chat. And if you're on Zoom, I am watching over here. I've got my Zoom thing going on right now as well. Okay, so are you guys ready to get into it? Yes, I thought you would be. So let's go ahead and fire this puppy up. And here we are. Okay, so right now you are seeing the login screen for Command. Now, I know that when you're initially set up here with Command, a lot of you are going to end up going over to mykw.kw.com and then clicking on the Command access from there. And that's fine. You can do that. But the short way, the fastest way to get to Command is agent.kw.com. agent.kw.com. If you bookmark that page, you're going to end up here. And when you end up here, all you have to do is enter your username and password, and you will log in. Now remember, this is a Command 101 class, so I'm going over this as if you hadn't seen the program, if you're just a new agent just joining us here. So this is going to be some basic stuff to get you going. And you know, the idea here is we're going to be doing the Command 101 throughout the entire month. Each month we will repeat this class, and the goal isn't to get you so that you're 100% in every aspect of Command. The goal is to get you to the point where you can go from contact to contract, and that's going to be done in basically 4 to 5 classes. Okay, so let's go ahead and log in, agent.kw.com, and when you come in here, you're going to put your username in and put in your password, and you're going to click on sign in. Signing in takes you into, are you ready for this? Command. You land on the dashboard. You land here on the very front home page. Now, what you saw me just click there a second ago was up in the top left-hand corner. There's a little red KW logo up here. If you click on that, it will expand all of the names of the different applets that are available to you. So you'll be able to see all the different parts, contacts, tasks, smart plans, and all that. You can still see them if you hover over each one of these, and that's fine. And the more you get used to the program, you'll know which one the icons mean. But in the beginning, it's always a really nice way to just kind of become more familiar with the tool by clicking on that little red KW and exposing everything out here. And I'm going to leave that here, and it comes and goes, so I'll bring it back here and there. So when we land on the front page here on the dashboard, I'm just going to give you a quick little tour of the dashboard because there is some good stuff here. As you start to use your Command database, you will start to use these tasks. And the tasks themselves here are very important to keep yourself going, keep yourself in line with all of the different things that you need to get done for your contacts. So there are actually two different types of tasks. Now you see on mine a third, don't worry about that. That's for the Market Center here. But we have contact tasks and opportunity tasks. And what this in a sense boils down to for you as an agent is you can have tasks that are associated with contacts, things that you need to do specifically for an individual. They could be opportunity related or they could just be contact related. You can also have tasks that are specific to opportunities. When opportunities are at different stages, different phases of their life, you can actually go in there and set an opportunity task so that when something happens, you'll be notified accordingly. So you can do both things, managing your business and managing your people. And that's something that tasks is good for. Now you'll notice that there's actually a tasks section over here on the left as well. It's kind of a larger view that focuses on the different tasks that you have. So, but you get that on the dashboard, you get to see kind of like what's due today. So that's kind of a nice little tool there. Over on the right-hand side, you get a little product update section. I love this part. For me, this is great because I get to see all of the new things that they're adding, fixing, and doing to the software. You may not see all of these things right here, but like, for example, I've got a lot of Command MC things for recruits. We also have down in here some stuff for campaigns that is now for campaign metrics and email campaigns and so forth. So there's a lot of little new things. If you're ever wondering if an idea that you have is going to be implemented, number one, you can head on over to ideas.kw.com and you can submit an idea. But when those ideas are part of the system, you'll actually see those things pop up in here. And they go every week. We get a new update. Sometimes they skip a week here and there, but we usually get updates every week. And then we also have another little section here, which I love, which is what's next. So instead of what's coming or what's new, we get a what's next. Campaign dashboards improvements, designs for teams, woohoo! Consumer area, evaluation of the monthly neighborhood nurtures. Oh, that's going to be nice. So all these little things you get excited about because these are upcoming. So I'm loving all the things that they're working on. And I'm fortunate that I get to work with the Texas teams down there. And every week we meet and we talk about all the things that are coming. So I know some secrets, and for the right amount of money. No, I'm just kidding. It's not money. It would be something totally different, like parts for my tractor or something like that. Anyway, so that's kind of exciting about all those things. As we slide down a little bit further here, going down the page, you'll see that there are other things. There's parts here for your database health, which gives you an idea of the completeness of each of your contacts' records. How complete are they? How healthy are they? So this gives you an idea of that. Mine has a little notepad over here. There's a goals section here. If you have set goals for you and your business, you can look at those goals here. You can also kind of go into them and look at them a little more closely in the reports area. And then finally over here on the right, my section has a little thing for design updates. This shows you some of the newest designs that have been introduced. And these are great for inspiration, to give you ideas on how to do quick posts. A lot of these things are just like kind of plug and play, so you get an opportunity to just do that. So that's the dashboard. Now it is customizable. You can customize the dashboard here. Click the customize home, move things around, add things or remove things. It's not too hard to work with. It's kind of fun to make it look the way you want. So you can do that. So now that we've gone over just the landing page, this is where we end up. This is our dashboard here. Let's talk about what's going on around this. So when we look at the black bar across the top here, we see that there's some icons and some different tabs. When we look at it, we landed on command. That's when we logged in. That's the first place we were taken. But there's another section over here called connect. And I'm going to talk about this very briefly here, but the connect area is an area for agents to connect to agents within our region and our market center. So when you click on connect, you can see that there's two groups here. It's the New England group and the Portsmouth or the market center group. This is a great way to do internal sharing of information, just ideas and thoughts and posts. So not only for the region, but also for the local market center. One of the things about this, though, is you have a profile that's available to you in the Connect area. And what I mean by that is there's a profile that other agents will see, and it's called the Connect profile. Now, this agent profile or this Connect profile is really important because what it does is it shows you as an agent to other agents. And that's something when you click on the name of any of the people, like here, we've got Michelle Holland. When we click on her name, we are now going to see Michelle's profile, the one that she has set up so that it looks, if we can get this thing to load here, there we go. Michelle Holland, her profile is here with her bio, her closed units, and information about her, how to contact her. This is a great bio. This is all filled in. It's got a lot of information in it, and it also shows down here the years that she's been with KW. So this is a great example of a bio that gives people an idea, agents an idea of who you are. Why is that so important? Because this is part of the referral network. Anybody in the country that goes to look at an agent in a market center and is thinking about using that agent as a referral agent, one way or the other, receiving or giving a referral, this is the bio that other agents will see, and they will help them determine whether they want to work with you or not. So you want to make sure that you have something in here. So we'll be going over the Connect bio and the Connect profiles in the profiles classes coming up next week. But I just wanted to show you this because this is a little bit different from what you appear to look like when you're facing the consumer. So this is an internal profile, and then there's a consumer profile. And that consumer profile we call the marketing profile. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. Now, you probably won't see this little Command MC little icon here. Don't worry about that. That's for people at the Market Center. I'll skip right over that. To the right of all of that, over on the right-hand side here, we have a little bodega called Marketplace. And this is where you can download additional implementations or additional integrations to add to your command system. Some services are paid, some services are free, but you can go through here and look for tools to connect to other third-party applets in the marketplace. Then we have our little notification bell. The notification bell is a critical part of this system because what it does is it keeps you informed on changes and updates inside of your database. For example, if you have shared your consumer app with someone and they have downloaded it and they have signed up using your consumer app link, and now their name is going to be related to your database or populating in your database, you will get a notification on that bell that a new potential client, a new person, a new contact has added themselves to your database through your consumer app. So you always want to make sure that you take a look at that bell and see what's going on with it. Another extremely important function of the bell is to let you know when compliance has either approved, rejected, or in any case, it has information on any of the transactions you've been working on. So this bell gives you that notification when compliance has to get you notified about certain things. So in that sense, and because of that, I always recommend going to the notification bell first when you open up the software, looking in there, clicking on the bell to see what the notifications are, acknowledging the notifications, addressing those notifications if they need to be addressed, and then dismissing those notifications to the point where you've finally gotten through all of your notifications, and what you end up with is a bell that has no red dot on it. The goal is to keep the bell clear so that you notice when it's got something red and there's a dot and something that you need to deal with. If you leave it red, if you don't take care of your notifications, then you get notification fatigue. You don't even know that there's something new in there because it's always red. So make sure you always take care of the bell, clean it up. Next up is the profile icon here. I'm just going to briefly show this to you because we're going to come back to this in a moment. The profile icon has access to your settings. It's got access to the marketplace. It's got access to a couple of things here. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to skip over that for a moment, and I'm going to go over to the help icon, the little question mark icon in the top right-hand corner. And what this is access to all of the product assistance. So if you have a question in Command about how to do something, you can come here and click on Help and Information, and you can use the guided tours. You can access the KW University, which is out of Texas, and it is extremely robust. You will be very hard pressed to not find an answer here. Trust me. This is where I go when you have questions that you ask me. So you can absolutely bypass that and go straight to Keller Williams University. If you have a problem with the system or if you have a question about how the functionality is, you can click on Chat with Support. When you click on Chat with Support, a dialog box is going to pop up and it will connect you with a bunch of ideas based on where you're currently at in the software. But then you can also click the Get in Touch button and connect directly live with an agent down in Florida, and they can solve your problems. Now, I don't want to dismiss what I can do for you as a Market Center technical trainer. I'm definitely your tier 1 support. But if you have a question and you're just wondering how do I get something done, you can click on this and ask a question directly for Keller Williams support in Florida. They are always on the line. You don't even have to wait for me to get back to you via email. So always click on that and get your answers there really quick. Of course, if you have further questions, reach out to me. Okay, so that's the top bar across the top. Let's focus on this profile icon for just a moment as we look at it. When we click on this, you see I've got a picture, my little speed racer up there. That is my profile, my headshot, my profile icon. And then down below that, it says other accounts. You won't see this if you're a solo agent. If you're a part of a team, you'll have two databases. A personal database, which is at the top in my case right now, it says personal right here. And you will have a team database, access to the team database. So if you're a solo agent, don't be looking for this second one here. And if you're a team member, you'll want to make sure that you switch between them as needed. And that's something that we go over as part of team training. All right, next up a little bit further down through here is we've got the profile, and that profile button right there is referring back to that connect profile that I mentioned a moment ago. That connect profile is where, again, we talk to other agents and we talk to the referral network. So that we'll talk about next week when we do the KW profiles. Here again is another way to get to the marketplace, same as what we have at the bodega at the top there. And then we have a settings section here. We're going to spend a lot of time in the settings section as we go through the setup of KW Command. So right now, we're going to leave that blank for just a second. I'll come back to that, and then we'll actually spend a few moments looking at that. And then over here, we've got the command training. So if you want to get into some really good training in command, you can click on this and it's going to take you all the way over to your training in KW Connect. And it's going to say, hey, what are you looking to do today? I want to learn command. I need training on how to run my business. I'm ready to use the KW app. Start a command for teams, technical issues and need support. I'm not sure. Can you recommend something? This is absolutely the one-stop hub for all of your questions that you might have. So make sure that you be aware that this is a tool that's available for you at any time, okay? All right, so that's something that you can get right from that profile icon where it says command training. And then, of course, there's a log out button. And so if we want to log out, you can click that button there. All right, let's go back to the command homepage here and let's talk about the things that we need to look at as we get going with command. So we're going to be talking about this a little bit further next week in the profile section, but I just want to let you know, in order to really use command successfully, there's two major components that we need to make sure are completely set up before we begin kind of digging into the software. One is our marketing profile. Our marketing profile is the outward-facing information that we gather up and use to populate anything that has to do with marketing. It doesn't mean that everything that we put in the marketing profile is going out to everybody every single time. But what it is it's a place where we put all this awesome information about us together as agents, and different types of marketing tools that go out might use some of that information. To access that and set up your marketing profile, if you go to your profile icon in the top right-hand corner and select Settings from there, when you click on Settings, it's going to load up the integrations page, which is all the third-party apps that you can connect to command. Now mine is already set up. Yours is probably going to look a little bit different. I've got DocuSign set up and I have .loop set up, and I've got all these things going down through here. There's a lot of different settings and a lot of different options here. Now, as you go down through, you may not have all of this information on day one when you start using this tool, right? So you may find yourself going in there and going, well, I have some of the information, but I'm going to need to get more of that information a little bit later on. You can absolutely do that. You can slowly get through this and kind of put it together. But keep in mind, some of these tools are required to make certain parts of the program work. I'll give you one example. Without a signing tool, an electronic signing tool, you can't have electronic signatures going through Command. Could you have them externally? Yes, that's not the point. But we need to connect a signing tool. Now, the default signing tool is DocuSign. And I just did a class at 11 o'clock this morning that is the DocuSign introduction, and it walks through how to connect that if you have not already had that connected in dealing with agent services here at the Market Center. So that'll give you a good overview of how to connect your DocuSign account. Once that account is connected, then you can start doing electronic signatures. So as we go down through here, I'm just going to briefly mention some of the important ones. Facebook post scheduling. Facebook post scheduling allows you to post social posts on Facebook. And also you can do Twitter here with Twitter post scheduling. But the post scheduling goes through your business page on Facebook. So we're going to have classes throughout the month, and there's also classes on YouTube that I've put together to show you how to set up your Facebook business profile so that you can do these social posts. And those are all available on kwtechtube.com. Just search for the word Facebook on that, and you'll find plenty of different tools for Facebook post scheduling. The next one here is, of course, Twitter. If you use Twitter and you want to post to Twitter, you can set that up here as well. My little thing here, don't worry about this. This is a new tool that I added. It's a free service called Porch, and it is an integration that I got from the marketplace where it says negotiate smarter with the repair estimate report. So this is a repair estimate report generator, and that's actually pretty cool. And it's a free service too. Next up here is the Google Calendar, connecting your Google Calendar, which is through the KW, the umbrella from the KW workspace that we have. Connecting your calendar so that you see your appointments and you can set appointments on your calendar from Command. Same thing with your mail, sending email from Command through Gmail, setting that all up. You have an Office 365 connection here, Facebook Ads Manager, which is how you can purchase ads on Facebook using the Ads Manager, again, going through your business account. And we also have Twitter Ads Manager if you wanted to purchase ads on Twitter, and Google AdWords if you wanted to purchase Google AdWords. And then the section down here for Command Email, this is how you make sure that when you're sending email out through Command, this connection connected to your KW email account in Gmail is the way that the people will see your messages that you send to them. We can go through that as well. MailChimp, and then finally Twilio for sending out SMS messages directly from Command in bulk without getting flagged for spam. Good deal, cool stuff. Do you need all of them on day one? No, you do not. If you want to start slowly and build them up, the main things that you're going to want to have connected is your DocuSign so that you can get some signatures. And probably your second one is going to be Facebook for post scheduling. Those are going to be two really important ones. And then we work through the rest of these as we go. Now, all of this, remember I said that we talked about the marketing profile. We landed on the integrations page, but we want to get over to the marketing profile. So when we went up to our profile icon and chose settings, we landed here. Now, if we come back over on the left-hand side, we see a new menu structure, General Settings, Command Settings, and Connect Settings. Under Connect and Marketing Profile, this is the page where you're going to set up all of the information that is going to be customer-facing, including your headshot, your team logo if you have one, your details about yourself, your affiliations for military, your bio for showing up on your web page, your contact phone numbers and emails and websites. the market center information, including the brokerage and also the brokerage license number. And then, of course, down here, your compliance legal footer text that will show up in any of your marketing materials. In New Hampshire, we don't need to worry about this legal footer link, so we'll pass that up. And you can also add all of your social media links in here so that they can be visible to your customers on your website that you build for your agent website. And then if you did, you could put, if you have it, you can put Google Analytics here. Now notice that I'm not going too deep into this right now. That's because next week we're going to be spending time focusing on all the different profiles that we have that are available to us, and we're going to fill them all out next week. Okay, so that's the basics of the settings area and the marketing profile. Now let's come back to the main page here. We're going to go back to the main home screen and let's talk about the whole database thing in general. Remember, all the stuff that we just set up is to make the database work better for us. We want it to work in our favor. So those tools that we just set up, or those tools that we just talked about going forward, are going to help this system work better. So here we are back on the home screen and we're on the dashboard. We already covered a little bit about what was going on there. I'll reveal the menu for the different applets on the left-hand side again. And let's just call them out by name really quick here. When we have a contacts section where we store all the information about all of the people that we're dealing with, whether they have contracts with us or we're not even working opportunities yet. Next up is a tasks section, which is a robust area where we can manage tasks for people and that we can manage tasks for opportunities. Then we have a marketing section here called Smart Plans, which is an automated marketing system that can do repeat marketing for you over time with multiple touches in multiple different ways and keep you in connection with your people. A referral section here, this is where we go when we want to build our referral network with other agents, both giving and receiving referrals, so we can kind of have a robust network of agents. The opportunities area is where we start to go when we have multiple opportunities and we want to think about managing our business. We'll talk about that. Campaigns is a marketing tool. Campaigns are designed, they are tied directly to designs, in that we use designs in our marketing campaigns. And those include paid ad campaigns, social posts, direct marketing, email campaigns, and so forth. And then reports is just literally like it sounds, reports on your database, reports on the information there. Then designs are the graphic design tools that we have built into Command to make it easy for you to create robust and vivid graphics that you can use in your campaigns. The listings area is quite literally the KWLS, or the Keller Williams listing service, inside of Command. If you have any listings in the MLS, they will populate through to this listing page and you can search for them and manage them here. You cannot modify them as if you were going over to the MLS systems. This is just a display and reference page, and you can use the information from the listings inside of your campaigns, inside of your designs, and so forth. And then finally down here is the consumer area. The consumer area is where we have our website building tools, where we can build a whole complete website as an agent for our customers so that they can contact us and get in touch, and we can also provide information to them. And that is a very robust tool. So that's the brief 10-cent tour of what each of these icons do. Let's start now at contacts. Since this is an overview class, I can only focus on one really important part here. I can't focus on all of these things in 1 hour. It takes a while to go through all of the different tools that are available. But I have decided that the contact area that is here in the database, because it is so important, we're going to be talking a little bit about that here as we go forward. So when we land on the contacts page here, we're presented with a dashboard that shows a grid down at the bottom showing all of our contacts with the names, the phone numbers, the primary email, grouping and tagging tools here to group people together, and some activity here. Now this view might look different from yours because these columns are customizable. So we can actually customize those columns to the way that we want to work. So if we want to have, for example, the last contacted, that's an important thing for us to keep an eye on. We can actually move that column to the top, and when we hit apply, we will now see our last contacted column as the primary column. Now we can also save these views and create multiple views for different purposes, and they're called smart views. So we can create as many smart views as we need to work the database the way that we want to work. So you're not just stuck with one particular view. You can make as many as you want, and you can even specify which one of your views you want to use as the default view when you're working. So the views are very cool. It's really easy to do. You just use the customized columns. Now, depending on how many people you have in your database, over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that we have, I've got 1,000 people in my database. I've got how many people I can show at a time. The default is showing 10 contacts at a time, but you can show up to 500 on a screen. And that makes it really easy when you're trying to select multiple contacts. So having the ability to select 500 contacts at a time and maybe add them to an email list or something like that is a pretty powerful tool. Now, the more you build your database, the more you're going to start to use these organizational tools, including searching by first name, last name, email address, or everything. The default here is to search for everything. And that's a really important statement because it will also search emails, addresses, last names, and first names. So you'll get everything in one pass. Now, if you're only looking for one thing, you could narrow it down, but I guarantee you everything is the best search filter to start off with. Okay. Other things that you can do here are literally filter the view by clicking on the filters button to open up the filter drawer. In the filter drawer, you can basically zero in on exactly what you're looking to find, especially if you have a large database. Maybe specific tags. You're looking for just contacts with a specific tag. That's a fast way to do it. Maybe it's for contacts that work for a particular company. If you have a lot of people in one company and you want to filter for that, you can. And so you get the idea going down through here, looking at the different options for using the filter tools. Again, the filters, once set, can be saved as views. So you could filter for a specific tag, and then you would have a view for that tag. Let me give you one brief demonstration of that. I have a tag called Market Center. And that tag, MC or Market Center? MC Leadership, that's my tag. MC Leadership. So I can click on that and say, show me all of the people that are in my database that I have tagged with MC Leadership as their tag. And essentially, you're going to get a directory of people that are in the Market Center. So all these people, there are 13 in this database right now. All 13 of those people in my database have been tagged with Market Center Leadership. And I can now see them, go by name, and then contact them. Here's their emails and so forth. Incredibly powerful just as a tool to organize your contacts, tags. So that's a really neat tool. And again, you can save that as a directory by saving that as a smart view. Okay. I'll go ahead and clear that filter and return it back. Okay, so I talked to a lot of new agents. That's one of my main duties here, is to kind of bring you all up to speed on what to do in a database like this and how to use it and how to really build this database for the best functionality to improve and build your business. Okay, so I have a couple of things here that we want to talk about. Number one, you want people in the database. And I get questions all the time. Who do I put in my database? How do I know who to add to my database? And my answer, and the answer of KW, is very, very simple. Everyone. Everyone should go in your database. You can group them together and include groups in marketing plans or exclude groups from marketing plans. So don't look at this and say, well, if I put everybody in my database, does that mean I have to talk to everybody all the time and all marketing goes to everybody in my database? Absolutely not. We can use this database for targeted marketing depending on specific tags for specific people. And there's a lot of ways that we can do this, not just tags. But the idea is if they're not in your database, then there's no value there. You can't reach out to them through the database. You can't market to them. You can't not market to them selectively because they're not even in your database. So everybody goes in your database. And if you use tags to group people together, and there's going to be a class on tags, and there is one on YouTube. As a matter of fact, let me go to the YouTube channel, and I want to show you on this YouTube channel here. Hey, there we are live right now. In here, in the Command 101 series, if I go and click on this, there is a whole bunch of things, and we restart this every month. So all this great stuff here. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to see here there's a class that I taught on 9/14 called Command 101, Organizing and Tagging Your Contacts. Okay, so I'm gonna fire this video up right here, and I'll mute it so that you don't have to hear it. I'm going to take this class, specifically this class, and I'm going to put that class in the chat so that you can click on that link right now and go to view that video after this class is complete. And I'll put it all over the place, including here on the Facebook chat, and there we go. So now it's all over the place now. That link to that particular video is going to be very powerful for you to understand how to tag your contacts and how to group them together. It is an incredibly important tool to be able to manage your contacts. How do we get them in, you say? Well, okay, now we know we're going to add everybody. So how do we get them in? Well, we can add them one at a time. We can come over here to Add Contact, to the Add Contact button on the Contact page here. And when we click on that, we can add our contacts one at a time. So let's say we want to put Bill Bailey in here. Actually, you know what? Let's put George Bailey in here. It's coming to be that time of year, right? Is it Bailey? B-A-I-L-E-Y? Yeah. George Bailey. I think he was down in 603, down in what falls? What falls is it? Hampton Falls? Oh, so I'm gonna have everybody out there. What was the name of the town? Is it Hampton Falls or Bedford Falls? Bedford Falls. So it's a 603 number, 603, and it's gonna be 555-. Boom. Okay, so they're a fake little phone number for them, and it's gonna be G Bailey at kw.com. And I should probably be very. Oops, I've got the wrong one. I got them backwards. So I'm doing the phone number in the wrong place. There we go. Put the phone number here. So we're going to do G.W. Bailey at, not KW. Let's do msnbc.com. Why not? Just so that we don't actually use this as a real email. So adding in a name and an email and a phone number is our basic information to get someone into the database. It's that easy, literally. And so we can come down here, and it's actually we'll add in a little young lady here. We'll add in Zoe Bailey, because Zoe is George's daughter. So I think it was Zoe. I'm pretty sure it was Zoe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was Zoe. Now we have contact information down here, and we can reach out to this person. If we want to mark them with tags, if we want to say that these are maybe New Hampshire potential buyers, so we'll say New Hampshire buyer, and now we have the grouping for New Hampshire buyer. So we can use the tags that we have in the system or create new tags to start organizing directly from here. If they're a family member, you can put in family here, create a tag for family, and maybe family being a source is this one here. Let's say it's going to be that. So now we have a family source. Tons of information. There's more information available in the add more information section, but we're going to go through that when we do the class Contacts, the Heart of Your Database. If you can't wait to that class, you can come back into the YouTube channel, and you can find the Contacts, the Heart of Your Database video right here, and you can grab that and watch it. And here is the Contacts, the Heart of Your Database video, and I'll throw it in there because why not? The information is there, and now you have it. So we'll put get in there. Here we go. Boom, and we'll put it one more up here. There we go. All right. So we'll put all our information in here and we'll go ahead and click create. Now, that new contact is going to be added to our database. Now I've got 989 because I had George that I added, but I also added Zoe. So Bailey, if I search for Bailey now, and I put it in my database here, when I have spelling, why not? So we have George Bailey, we have Zoe Bailey. So check it out. George Bailey has the phone number and the email that we did add. Zoe, we didn't add a phone number and an email. So we would have to go back into Zoe now and do that, add them together. But if we click on Zoe, check it out. Zoe, we created as a relationship to George Bailey, and it shows the parent relationship there. Fantastic. I cannot stress for you how important it is to build out a robust record for each contact. Command has tools to help you keep on top of this. The most important, the most obvious, the most visible tool is the health score. So when we come into a contact and we look at George Bailey here, we added a few things. We've got a phone number, we've got an email address, and we had a relationship down there. We're at 64% on the health score for George. The more information we add about George here, the higher that score goes. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what's the point of a score for a contact? All it comes down to really is information. The more information you have, the higher that little meter goes. And that means more ways to keep in touch, more ways to be relevant, more ways to be providing services to your contacts. If you have information about someone, I mean, let's just, address the elephant in the Facebook room. Facebook yesterday went down, and now there's this whole whistleblower thing going on. Facebook is a monster at collecting information. And because of that, they have a great score on you if you're using Facebook, and you probably are. So keep that in mind. If Facebook is collecting information and using it to market to you, reach out to you, stay in touch with you, when you have the opportunity here to do the same thing with your clients, granted on a slightly smaller scale, but it's just as important for you to be able to collect information about your contacts so that you can work with them and provide them the best possible services when they need it. And that's what the health score really is all about, is being able to do that seamlessly. Okay. Now, when we look at the contacts here, we have the contact information on the left-hand side. The more information, the better. And it includes things like, we have the tags that we've added, the phone number, the email. And if we've set everything up properly, I can come right here to the email inside Command, click it, and create instantaneously with 2 clicks. I can go directly into my KW Gmail here, and it will load up for me a brand new blank email, and it will allow me to paste the name, the email, directly in here and send a message from within Gmail here without ever having to leave Command to do it. I didn't have to load up Gmail. I didn't have to load up a new email. It does it all automatically for me. That kind of a tool, that kind of ease of operation to send out an email to one of your contacts in your database is absolutely fantastic. Could I have gone to Gmail? Yes, but I wouldn't have recorded that information here. I wouldn't have known to make a note to myself here about this. This contact record contains so much information. It's incredible. We also create opportunities here. When we talk about contact to contract, we're talking about taking our contact and creating our contract. So this is the first stage of creating a transaction between you and the contact, is to go directly to your contact in your database and go to the opportunities tab right here, not the opportunities box down here, the opportunities applet. So just to repeat, it's for the contact first, then to the opportunity, and create the opportunity. And this opportunity will automatically load up your contact and all of their information and build you an opportunity ready to be signed, sealed, and delivered. It's incredibly fast. It's incredibly powerful. All right. In addition to the opportunities that are here, we also have neighborhoods that we can add. So on the left-hand side here, we can add neighborhoods to our contact. So if we come in here and we say that this contact is in Dover, New Hampshire, let's say we're going to look for some neighborhoods here. They're looking for Dover. We'll go ahead and put in Dover, New Hampshire. There we go. All right. So I can see the different neighborhoods that are available in Dover. So I can go, oh, you know what? They're interested over in Bayview. So I can say, all right, let's add Bayview as a neighborhood to my contact. Look at my score. My score is going up. I'll go ahead and refresh the page here. Score goes up 64%. Have a neighborhood added. Just from adding a neighborhood, I went up in score. Okay. What this does is it immediately allows me to set up this contact to receive weekly, monthly, whatever I want, information and updated listings that are in this particular area. The more areas that I add, the more neighborhoods that I add, the more chances that they're going to find something they're looking for by just the neighborhood nurture programs alone. That's just a general kind of a blanket tool. That's a great tool. But in addition to that, I can also set up saved searches for them. Saved searches are me plugging in to the listing service what these people are looking for. And then I can create a search based on their needs and then save that and have that sent out to them immediately or weekly or monthly or whatever it is. So I can keep them up to date. And when they call me and say, oh, you know what, I've been receiving these and we've decided to look in a different neighborhood, I can come back in here and clean it up and give them a brand new search, becoming their real estate agent of choice so that they're looking to me to handle all of their real estate needs. That's just from the contact card. I haven't even left this thing yet. So I'm not going to do the whole thing, but creating a safe search here, search by neighborhood. Yeah, let's do the zip code. So let's say 03801. Let's try that. That's going to give me the zip code for 03801. Price, maybe they're looking for a minimum of 300,000 and they want to max out at 700,000. All right. And the keywords got to have a pool. All right. Let's come down here. We say property type. We want a house. We don't want to do any of these other things. So we can go ahead and say, you know what? Let's just do houses. We're not interested in any of these other things because we're probably going to get a lot of stuff if we do. Great. Listing status, for sale, pending, coming soon, all of it. We want all of it. And then from there, we'll come down here and say beds. We'll say any. We'll start off with that and we'll leave the rest of this stuff here. Now, keywords were unsaved. Let me go back to my pool and hit enter. There, pool is saved now. Now we've got a thing for pool, and we'll call this, what did I say, Portsmouth with pool. All right. So I can send that off here, send email notifications immediately, or I can send them a daily summary for those properties. I can do weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. So I'm going to go ahead and send an instant. Now this is a garbage email address, but you get the idea. So we'll go ahead and say create save search. Off it goes, and that's going to go to them. I can have as many of these as I want. I can remove them and edit them as I please. Think about that. They contact you, you contact them, they're in your database. You set them up on a nurture system where they're receiving information about a specific neighborhood and maybe a specific search in a different neighborhood. Completely powerful. All right. So when we focus on the contacts, and I'm not even going to go through all these because the contacts at the heart of your database takes you through all of these different things in here. When we start to focus on contacts in our database, the rest of the database opens up for us. So when we look at, for example, tasks, I can set up tasks about specific contacts. So I'll create a new task, and this will be call George. And I can say the due date on that is going to be for tomorrow, and tomorrow, good enough. And I'll say regarding pools. Add a hyperlink if I need to, no problem. Okay, associating the contact here to George Bailey. And there's George. We'll go ahead and pop George in here. And Zoe's getting a little older now, so we'll put Zoe in here as well. So now that's my reference for my task to contact George and Zoe. I'll create the task, and that'll be due tomorrow. Notice that it's not showing up here right now for today because it's not today, it's tomorrow's. So in the next 7 days, this is going to be for Call George for Zoe and George. Pretty cool. Now, going down through, smart plans go out to contacts. Smart plans are the marketing tools that go out to your contacts, and what these are, very simply, and not getting too far into the weeds here because we do have classes for these, and we're going to be going over it for the whole month. This section here allows me to create multiple marketing touch points that can go out to my contact. So just briefly, if I create a new one here, I'm just going to give it a nothing name. I can send out on a daily basis emails. I can make calls, schedule tasks, send out text messages. I can add them to other smart plans. I can keep in touch with them over long periods of time and nurture the relationship using a multi-touch system in a smart plan. Smart plans are incredible because you can target different audiences, single people, individual contacts. All of these things can be targeted using smart plans. They're a very powerful tool for managing multiple touch marketing points for your database. And we'll be going over that throughout the month as well. The referral section, as I mentioned before, is where we can build a referral network. And I've got about 11 people in my referral network right now. And I can just click on any one of these people and set up a referral. How did I get them? I sought them out. I reached out to them and said, would you like to be part of my network so that I can refer to you and that hopefully you will be able to refer to me as well. They do not have to be local. They can be all over the country, any place, in fact, that you want. And this really makes you a powerful knowledge base for anyone that is looking to locate here or relocate someplace else. Because if you know an agent in Florida, if you know an agent in Texas, and you're able to say, I've got somebody that you should talk to in that area, they can get you taken care of and help you buy your home. That's what the referral network is all about. And we have a great class on that. Opportunities. You noticed how I went to an opportunity through the contact, right? Well, in the opportunities area, this is where we manage all of the opportunities for our business. And one way to kind of get your head around that is if I go to my all opportunities page right now, I've got 117 opportunities that are in process of being worked. So this is a great place for me to come and set up filters and views to look at a lot of what's going on to find out, what's under contract, what's closed, what is a listing, what's a buyer. I can look at all sorts of things here. And I can also say, all right, show me all of these properties from the lowest commission all the way up to the highest commission. So I know that what's coming down the pike for me in my business. This is a very powerful tool, but it's really designed for managing your business, multiple opportunities. All opportunities individually are usually managed from the contact themselves. In our campaign section, as I mentioned earlier, this is where we can build paid ads, email ad campaigns, direct mail campaigns, and also social posts. So we can build all of these in here by using the built-in design tools that we have in Command. The design tools themselves are really powerful. We have a built-in graphic designing tool here that has tons and tons of templates that you can use, or you can build it from scratch. You can import designs. You can do all sorts of wonderful things here. If you're familiar with Canva or if you're familiar with any other design tools, these are very similar in that respect. Very nice. And then I'll skip over listings because all it is a listings area for your KWLS. And in the consumer area, we'll close this out here by letting you know that this area allows you to build your agent web presence. And it includes a website, a whole bunch of tools to collect information from people, and also a place for your contacts to go when they are looking for something on the web. They can log in to your website to see all of their saved searches and all of their things that they're looking for, their favorites. They can do searching for their own. They can create their own saved searches, and they can manage their account with you as an agent through your website. So this is another extremely powerful tool to help you manage your contacts. Okay, so we've covered a lot here. As we go through the month, keep in mind we're going to be introducing more and more parts of this. We're going to be focusing throughout the month on the contact to contract aspect of it. So we'll make sure that you can move through the whole process of an opportunity from the beginning to the end so that you get the most out of it. At 3 o'clock today, we're going to come back and we're going to be doing our third training for today. And that third training is going to be our Command Select class, where we're going to deep dive into a specific area of command. So we'll see you there for 3 o'clock at that one. I've enjoyed having you all here. If you have any questions, remember you can reach out to me at robert.vincent@kwclm.com. You can also find me at timewithrobert.com. And let's see if I can bring that up on the screen here for you. Can I bring that up here? I can. All right. So you can, like I said, robert.vincent@kwclm. Booking time with my calendar at timewithrobert.com. You can join this Zoom room when we meet through the timewithrobert.com's meeting times. It's always KW Tech TV, which is also this training room here. We are also live on YouTube with kwtechtube.com, and of course we're live on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/KWCLM. All right, you guys, I think that should just about cover it for us here today. Let me go ahead and bring this back up, and I think we are good to go. Okay. So again, thank you very much for joining, and we will be talking to you soon. Everybody have an awesome day. Take care.